The waiting room smelled like disinfectant and burnt coffee. The lights were too bright for 2 in the morning. Every surface looked like it had been scrubbed of anything human. My son was asleep in the curtained room down the hall. Tube ran into his arm. His chest rose and fell in shallow, careful rhythms, like he was afraid to breathe too deeply. Sat with my jacket folded in my lap, and my phone face down on the plastic chair beside me. It had already vibrated twice. Didn't want to look. When I finally did, I didn't read the message all at once. My eyes picked it apart. I'm moving to Austin. I took all our savings. You're on your own. Each sentence landed separately, like slow drops of water on stone. For a moment, I felt nothing. No anger, no panic, just a strange, hollow quiet. Down the hall, a nurse laughed softly with a coworker. Someone coughed behind me. Life continued without noticing that mine had just cracked open. My first instinct was to type. Where are you? Please don't do this. We can talk. I wrote all of them. Deleted all of them. I thought of the last year. Her coming home later. Her phone always face down. The way she stopped asking about my day. How I'd told myself it was stress. Work. Exhaustion. Anything but what it was. I remembered standing in the kitchen 3 months ago, washing dishes while she sat scrolling through her phone, smiling at something I wasn't part of. I had felt it then, the distance. I had ignored it. My son stirred in his bed. His face tightened for a second, then relaxed again. 5 years old. Hospital bracelet sliding down his wrist, trusting me to keep the world from falling apart. My hands were shaking when I typed. Good luck. Stared at the words before sending them. They didn't feel brave. They didn't feel cold. They felt necessary. I pressed send. Happened. No dramatic response, no apology, no explanation, just silence. 3 hours later, billing clerk came by with a clipboard. She spoke gently, but her questions were precise. Insurance. Emergency contacts. Payment responsibility. I answered automatically. When she left, I checked my bank app. 0, not low. 0. By morning, exhaustion hit me like a wall. A woman with a badge that said Case Management introduced herself and sat beside me. She didn't pity me, helped. Do you have someone helping you at home? She asked. No, I said. She nodded once, already adjusting her mental notes. Given the circumstances, she said carefully, you should speak with our legal aid partner, especially since your spouse removed joint funds. I hadn't used the word fraud yet. She did. 2 days later, my son was stable enough to go home. We left with a stack of papers and a bag of medication. Our apartment felt different when we walked in. Quieter, closets half empty, drawers hollowed out. The couch cushion, where she used to sit, permanently indented like a fossil. I slept on the floor next to my son's bed that night. Not because he asked, because I needed to hear him breathe. The lawyer was young and serious and didn't waste time. She can't legally drain joint accounts without consent, she said, and leaving a minor without support while relocating may affect custody. I nodded. Still didn't feel powerful, just tired. Paperwork replaced arguments. Documentation replaced pleading. Bank records, hospital records, screenshots. Time I felt tempted to call her, to ask why. I filled out another form instead. She finally texted 3 weeks later. You'd take it like this. I didn't answer. Temporary custody was granted quietly. No courtroom drama, no raised voices. Just a judge reviewing documents and nodding. Partial funds were frozen and scheduled for return. When my lawyer told me, she smiled. I sat in my car afterward and stared at the steering wheel for a long time. Winning felt administrative. Lonely. My son started physical therapy. At first, he clung to my leg when the therapist tried to help him walk. Then one day, he didn't. He took 3 steps on his own, looked back at me, proud and surprised. That night, he asked, "Is Mommy coming back?" I said, "Don't know." It was the truth. Months passed. I learned how to cook things he liked. Learned which cartoons annoyed me least. Learned that quiet evenings weren't empty if you didn't keep comparing them to the past. Sometimes, late at night, reread her last message, not with anger, with clarity. She had already left long before she packed. Good luck wasn't cruelty. It was me stepping out of a role I'd been playing alone. I still miss the version of her I thought existed, still wonder what I did wrong, but I don't chase those thoughts anymore. Self-respect didn't make me hard. It made me stable. For my son and for myself, that was enough.